your girl Pixels here, and I am back with another video. So in today's video, guys, yes, it's finally time. The moment we've all been waiting for. It is the anime room tour! Ah! So yes, guys, you all know since the beginning of this channel, I've been dying to do an anime room tour. But you guys, I've been putting it off because I wanted the room to accumulate more stuff. I wanted it to be a lot more anime before I filmed this video, and we all know, if you guys have been here since the beginning of this channel, we started off small and we expanded. We've got so much stuff in here, we're running out of room. So without further ado, let's stop the gabbing and let's do Anime Room Tour 2023. Let's get to it. Coming off into our left, we have our first row of display cases. Here on case number 1, on top we have most of our Studio Ghibli tableware that I've collected over the years, plus our 2 little switches for the LED lights in the room, a little cute moon lamp in the back. And of course, moving down to our first shelf, we have our Sword Art Online shelf with the Alpine Online versions of almost all of the characters. Moving on down to our second shelf, we have our shelf of Asunas. So I love Asuna, she's my favorite character from the series. And my friends decided to spoil me for my birthday and get me a whole bunch of these figures. So literally the only figure I bought from this shelf is the blue one here in the corner, the Undine. Everything else my friends and family got me. Moving on down to our third shelf, we have some mixed figures in here. We have some of Alice from Alicization, and of course some ordinal scale figures here. We have both Silica and Yuna. And then of course, smack dab in the front, we have our 2 oddball figures. I didn't really have a specific shelf for these 2 figures, so they just sit here in my Sword Art Online display case. We have Emilia from ReZero in one of her cute little outfits. And then of course, we have the insect Hashira. I always forget her name. I think it's Miss Shinobu. I don't know her first name. And then wrapping up the first display case on the bottom, we have Pecorine from Princess Connect Redive 2. Again, this is another oddball figure because I didn't have anywhere else to put her. Moving on to the top of my second display case, we have our 2 lovely little lamps. This lamp, we have a fruit basket lamp that I actually got at my first ever anime convention. I saw this and of course I said I had to get it because it was super cute. It had all of my favorite characters in it. So now it sits here on top of my display case. And then of course we have our Pokemon glass Celebi lamp that also sits up here as well. Again, from the first convention I ever went to. Super cute, and actually what's funny is that this lamp, the base actually that came with it broke, so I had to replace it. So now the one I have underneath it is actually bigger and better and actually changes the colors of the glass when it lights up. So unfortunate, but it turned out okay in the end. Now moving on to our first shelf of this display case. Here on our first shelf we have my Lucy Heartfilia collection. There is supposed to be more of them, but unfortunately half of them haven't come in, and half of them I've not had a chance to unbox yet because I've been busy with work and going to conventions. So here on the first shelf we have the Good Smile Company Aquarius form, and then here in the back we have the Good Smile Company Taurus Zodiac form. And smack dab here in the front we have Lucy in her normal outfit later on in the series. Moving on to the second shelf of our display case, we have a bit of an oddball shelf again. This shelf is basically for figures I don't know where to put because I don't have a specific place for them. So here we have our 2 Good Smile Company pop-up parade figures for Ryuko Matoi and Mako from Kill la Kill. And then behind them we have our 2 Meliodas and Elizabeth pop-up parade figures from Good Smile Company as well. If my camera would focus. And moving on to our third shelf. This shelf is actually all of one series. We have our Good Smile Company Pop-Up Parade versions of all of our characters from season 2 Inuyasha, or whatever the series is called where their daughters are in it. So we have the Good Smile Pop-Up Parade versions of Kagome, Inuyasha, Moroha, and then we have Setsuna and Toa here in the back, as well as Shishomaru. Now moving on to our bottom shelf, we have, I call this the boy shelf because this is anime boys that I have no idea where to put. So you may remember these two. These are our two Asta and Yuno figures from Black Clover. These were some of the first videos ever on my channel, as well as my two Lelouches. I can't remember exactly what company made each of these figures. If I know what company made them, I'll say it, but half the time I don't know. Again, this is another random shelf because I have no idea where to put these figures. Okay, moving on to our third display case. Here on the top, we have some more random things. We have a Fruits Basket ramen bowl that I got in a blind box from the first convention I ever went to, as well as this Fruits Basket notebook and pen. Another thing that I actually got from my first ever convention was this Genshin Impact keychain. What's actually funny is that when I did the haul video and talked about this keychain, I actually said that she was from a different series. That was before I actually played the game and found out that she's actually from Genshin Impact. So yeah, everybody was letting me know on my Instagram feed. So yeah, guys, I know she's from Genshin. I didn't know that before I played the game, so oops. But down here on the display case, we have the chopsticks that I got from the first convention I ever went to as well as the packaging for this keychain. And then of course we have our Spy X Family 1 million yen dollar bill that I just keep up here because again, I don't know where to put it. And then over here we have a unused makeup brush. This is what I use to clean the figures off so I don't have to move them out of the display case. Here on the first shelf, we have our Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid series shelf. So back here we have our Season S Toru and Kana. These are some of my recent videos on my channel. If you guys have not checked that video out, it'll be in the link in the description below. And then of course we have another Kana figure. I forget which company she's by, but she was again one of my more popular videos on this channel. Now moving on from our second shelf, we have our Raphtalia figure from Rising of the Shield Hero. This figure is actually super big and actually took up majority of the shelf. So I haven't been able to put any other figures in here, and as of right now, none of my other figures for this series have come in yet that I've ordered. So right now it's just Raphtalia, all by her lonesome. Now moving on to our third shelf of this display case, we have our ReZero shelf. Again, this shelf is kind of bare as well because most of these figures have not come in yet. So smack dab here in the front, we have our two Good Smile Companies, Rim and Rom. These were some of my more expensive figures because I actually got them afterwards when they were released and people were selling them for extremely high prices, but I didn't care and I wanted these figures, so I ended up getting them. Here in the back we have another ROM figure. This is actually from Crunchyroll. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for this, but this again was one of my more expensive figures. And I didn't see a Rem to match this, so right now it's just her. Typically, if they have a Rim and Rom matching set, I will try to get a matching set, but they did not have a matching set, so this is what we have so far. Now moving on to our last and final shelf of this display case. This is another oddball shelf. Here we have I've Been Killing Slimes for over 300 years and maxed out my level Azusa figure. I was actually very surprised to find out that they made a figure for this series. I didn't think it was as much as a popular series for them to make figures, but I ended up getting it because I thought it was super cute. And then of course we have our Goddess Hestia figures from Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? We have our two figures here. This actually is another funny story. I was actually supposed to have 3, but one of my figures actually got canceled due to lack of supply. So apparently they had my figure, but they sold it and didn't put it in the computer correctly, so I didn't get it. So this is where my figures now rest for this series, because again, I don't have a specific shelf for these figures. Now moving on from our third display case, moving down the wall, you'll see that we have our Kill la Kill wall scroll poster. And you'll also notice that right here in the corner, there used to be a poster here, but it unfortunately fell down and got damaged, and I still haven't been able to replace it yet. Now, below those two posters, we have a Darling and a Franks wall scroll poster, as well as a Fruits Basket wall scroll poster. And here on the ground, we have some cosplay props. We have my Cinderella cosplay shoes for the live-action Cinderella. We have my Kyrie Keyblade, another cosplay prop of mine. And then we have two blind boxes that I actually got from a recent con that I haven't been able to get around to opening yet. Here in the corner, we have some of my camera equipment that I use to film videos, as well as an unopened wall scroll poster that I haven't yet had time to put up yet. Moving on to the next wall, we have my giant Dress Up Darling wall scroll poster, and in front of that, since my fourth display case, up here on the top of this display case, we have two lamps that I got at my most recent con I went to, as well as my little bunny and navel pin that I got from the Maid Cafe from this event, as well as my Death Note signed by Kira, aka Light, the voice actor, which was super cool, and I was super honored that I got to meet him. But moving on down to our first shelf, this display case actually has a theme. So this is my Puella Magi Madoka Magica display case, and here on the first shelf, we have almost all of the team here. We have Mami Tomoe, and of course Homura here pulling it off in the front. And in the back corner, we have Kyoko. And in the other corner, we have Sayaka Miki. Now, originally there is going to be a Madoka for the center here to wrap up the whole team, but unfortunately, yet again, she has not come in the mail yet. Moving on to our second shelf, we have our Good Smile Company 1/8 scale Ultimate Madoka. This was again another one of my first ever figures that I got that was super expensive. And what's actually funny is that when I ordered this figure, the bow actually came broken, so I had to email the company and have them send me another figure, and it bugged me for the longest time. But we got it fixed out, and she is here all in one piece and in perfect condition. And again, she's so big that she actually took up one entire shelf. Moving on to the third shelf of this display case, we have some more Madoka Magica figures. Here in the front, we have our 3 Mako version Madoka figures. Here we have Madoka herself, looking super cute and super lovely. Next to her, we have our Mami Tomoe and Bebe. Again, super cute, super adorable. In the corner here, we have our Sayaka Miki Mako version, which again was super cute. I plan to have the whole set eventually, but I have to find the other 2 that aren't expensive. Wrapping up this shelf, we have our Iroha figure from the newest series of Puella Magi Madoka Magica. And in the back, we have our white dress versions of Madoka and Homura. Now on to our last shelf of this display case. This shelf is kind of an oddball shelf because I didn't have anywhere to put him. We have our Viktor Nikiforov figure from Yuri on Ice. I've been trying to find a Yuri to match him, but so far I've come up empty. There actually aren't a lot of figures from the series actually been made yet. Moving on from our 4th display case. To the left we have 2 more wall scroll posters. We have the Monster Doctor Girl wall scroll poster as well as the Top O Destiny wall scroll posters. These are some of my smaller ones. As you can see, most of them are big. Below that we have my nightstand, which has a lot of stuff on it right now. We have my jewelry box as well as my cat lamp, as well as some Yuri on Ice jewelry and Studio Ghibli tableware. And of course my box cutter, a picture of my cat, some enable pins, a sticker, and these are all of my extra pieces for figures. I haven't found a place for them. And my autographed Your Lion April picture, which was super cute. Moving on, next to my nightstand is my bed, which is where you guys see me do a lot of my unboxings and where I do my intros. And above my bed we have our Demon Slayer wall scroll poster. That actually was my first ever wall scroll poster I ever got. Here below my bed we have some cosplay shoes as well as the wall scroll poster that fell down and was damaged. I haven't figured out what to do with it yet, so it just sits here for now. My bed, we have our 5th display case. Up on top rests the Good Smile Company version Sakura Kinemoto Cardcaptor Sakura figure. This figure was actually too big to fit in my display case, so now it sits in a giant display box on top of it. Moving on to the first shelf, we have again our Good Smile Company Cardcaptor Sakura clear card figure. This is the opening for the first clear card series. Moving on to our second shelf. Here we kind of have some random figures. We have our Shaoran figure. I forget what company he's by. And then we have our Sega prize figure for Cardcaptor Sakura, of Sakura in her little school uniform. And then here in the corner we have another Sega prize figure of Cardcaptor Sakura in her pink dress from the Clear series. Moving on to our third shelf, we have another Cardcaptor Sakura clear card figure. This is the second season opening dress. This is the rose dress, and I thought this was super beautiful, so of course I had to get it. Now, unfortunately, on the bottom shelf, it is empty right now. I'm actually waiting on this figure to come in. It has not come in yet. Moving on from our last display case, here on the wall next to my bed, we have a Spy X Family giant wall scroll poster. And moving on, we have my window next to my bed, which lets in a lot of light and always wakes me up in the morning. As well as in front of it, we have one of my cosplays I'm working on. This is my Kairi cosplay from Kingdom Hearts 3. We have some cosplay shoes below it as well as my little take me out garbage can I keep in my room. Moving on down the wall, we have my tripod that I use for filming a lot of my videos. Next to that, we have one of my cosplay wigs. This is my Kitagawa cosplay wig for my Dress Up Darling. Next to that, we have my closet with all of my anime bags up here in the top, as well as my clothes and my Anya cosplay from Spy X Family. Below that, we have some extra figure boxes that I keep, as well as my Animate goodie bags that I got from the con, as well as some more boxes here. and posters for figures and various animes. Next to my closet, we have my dresser, which has a lot of anime merch on it and holds my clothes in it, I guess. On the bottom here, we have 2 plushies and my leveling stick that I use to hang up posters. Here we have a little movie rack, which keeps a lot of my stuff in. And then of course we're here back at the door to head out of my room. Alrighty guys, that's it for this video. If you like this video, smack that like button and subscribe. Also follow me on my Instagram where you can see up close pictures and videos of my collection and of course my everyday life and my anime conventions. It's the same thing as my YouTube channel, which is pixiedes_191. Alrighty guys, until next time, keep watching anime, do what you love, and don't let anybody tell you different. Alrighty guys, until next time, bye!